All right, welcome back to another episode of Making Sense of Your Market. It is Friday, February 3rd, new month, and things are happening a lot quicker than planned in the mortgage industry and real estate space. So this is every single week I try to bring you a really quick update on mortgage rates. Are they up or down week over week? And just kind of give you some experience from the trenches. And so over the last week, get this, we've had over 9 clients go out and put offers on homes. 4 out of the 9 have been outbid. 4 out of the 9, and that was in the last week of January. So we're seeing the spring market show up a little earlier than expected. 2 reasons for that. 1, lack of inventory. There is very little inventory out there. This is good news for buyers. Really good news for sellers too now, but this is really good news for buyers. Sellers that are selling homes are super serious. They're not messing around. There's a big motivation. Number 2, rates have dropped. So that kind of brings us into this week's update on interest rates week over week. Last week, they were in the low 6s. We have now dipped down 5.99. We locked a 5.99 30-year fixed rate in the last couple of days. So the Fed spoke this last week, raised the Fed rate by a quarter, and the interest rate, the bond market improved. Rates dropped as a result. Now, that doesn't make any sense, Dan. Why does that happen? So the Fed doesn't control mortgage rates. Remember that. The Fed controls the economy, the movement of money in and out of the economy. They're raising the Fed rate to slow down the economy. That's good news for inflation. Remember what I've been talking about. Mortgage rates are attached to inflation. So as inflation comes down, rates will too. So the Fed raising the Fed rate, that's only going to help bring down inflation, is good news for the mortgage bond market. And that's why we saw an improvement in rates. So every single month so last month was January. I focused on, I've been telling every realtor I talk to and every friend or client I talk to that I believe 2023 is the year for the first-time home buyer. It's your chance. So last month, I talked about the #1 loan program for first-time home buyers, in my opinion, and that's the USDA Zero Down Home Loan Program. So that was January. February is all about VA home loans. Now, VA home loans, helping our active duty servicemen and women and our veterans of the United States Armed Forces holds a big place in my heart. My dad is a veteran, and I was raised on the Bremerton Naval Base. And ever since I got in the mortgage industry 15 years ago, I've made it a point to learn and be an expert at VA financing. So if you're watching this, if you're a real estate agent or a client of mine and you know of anyone that has served or is serving and they want to buy a home, you need to make sure they're working with a VA home loan expert. That is my team and I, so I'd love an introduction there. But that's not what this is about. This month is all about helping people demythify. So there's a lot of myths around the VA home loan, that it's a tough loan, that the appraisals are hard, that the underwriting process is difficult, that they take longer to close, that they're lesser qualified borrowers. All of those are myths. I'm going to be sharing data throughout the month on my Instagram and social media and YouTube with data and facts supporting that VA home loans are some of the best performing mortgages in America. And beside all of that, it's a benefit that our veterans and active duty servicemen and women have earned. This is a benefit they've earned, and it's not a gift, and it's not a government subsidized program. This is a benefit. So real estate agents, you're going to want to pay attention to this, but I at least just wanted to bring about kind of my motto and my theme for February. Now, every single week I try to wrap up with a book that I'm reading. I'm almost through. This has just been an incredible book. It's called Love and Respect. It's for relationships. And I'm just going to talk about something that I learned from a mentor of mine a few years ago, and it has to do with communication. One of the things that I, as a man, and most men, try to solve problems. So when our wives or our partners come to us and they are talking, we don't listen. We listen to solve the problem, so we jump to solve problems. And sometimes they don't want us to solve the problem. They want us to listen. So my wife and I came up with something about 4 years ago. So when my wife comes to me with something and I'm not crystal clear on what she's asking or what she's coming to me with, I ask her, I say, Jenny, is this a 411 or is this a 911? A 911, she needs my help. A 411, she needs my ear. All right, so that was kind of chapter 11, was all about communicating. Don't try to fix her, listen to her. So I hope this stuff is helpful for you. I'm seeing an improvement in my relationship with Jenny as a result of this book. And I hope that it blesses you too. So that's my update for this week. If you have any questions, please reach out, and I'd love to be a resource to you. And go out this week and make sure you thank a veteran for their service, because in my business, it's February, and it's Veterans Appreciation Month.